My JoJo's Bizarre Adventure video got an insane response, and I really appreciate everyone who took time out of their day to watch it. In fact, my subscriber count tripled. I'm at over 300 subscribers now, which might not seem like a lot, but for me, that's huge. That being said, I've noticed a lot of comments telling me I didn't play every JoJo game because I didn't play the Roblox games. Well, in this video, I'm going to take a look at some of the popular JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Roblox games, and maybe some of the less popular ones, and give you my impressions. For the record, this video will have a little bit less structure than my last couple, just because I wanted to take a real quick look at some of these games. Let's get started. The first game we're going to look at is called JoJo's Bloxy Adventure. This game is really chaotic. It drops you just directly onto the city street, and the first thing you do is run and fight thugs. Josuke will also give you quests. The map is pretty good looking, and there is a variety of enemies, but overall there just isn't a whole lot to do. It looks like the general progression in this game is to grind by punching weak enemies, and then hopefully you luck out and gain access to an arrow to give you a stand. You can also get Hamon, apparently, along with becoming a vampire, but I'm not sure this game is interesting enough to warrant me trying. I think I'm going to move on to another one. The next game we're looking at is called Bizarre Legacy. This one drops you into someone's interpretation of Morio Town from Part 4, but obviously they've taken some creative liberties. What? Right away, this game tries to squeeze some real money out of you, which is not a trend I'm a fan of, but I get the hustle. So after walking around a bunch, I finally found an arrow, and I used it, and it gave me the stand abilities of soft and wet, so I guess we're doing better than the last game. Of course, before I could properly figure out how to use them, someone randomly started bullying me in the middle of the street. Your stand abilities are tied to the blue gauge under your HP, and using abilities depletes the gauge, but it slowly refills over time. I tried attacking someone, but they were significantly stronger than me, and I just died very quickly. Honestly, I can't really figure out what I'm supposed to do aside from what I've already done in this one, so I think I'm gonna move on. The next one is called Bizarre Blocks. Right off the bat, it's asking for money. So this one actually starts you with the Hamon ability, which is refreshing and gives you something to do right off the bat, I guess. The way that it works is that you keep beating up enemies and doing quests, which are also just beating up enemies, to increase your level. Problem is, this game does the same thing as the first game, where one arrow will spawn randomly somewhere, and the chances of you getting it seem pretty low. Plus, there was a player using some kind of whirlwind ability in the newbie area, and it was almost impossible to level up at first. Overall, this game is one of those that has potential, but it definitely needs some work. Let's move on to the next one. The next one's called A Bizarre Day, and it started out with the American National Anthem? Followed by whatever this is. I'm not entirely sure what happened with this one. I wandered around and listened to just a cacophony of sounds ripped right from the anime. I finally found an arrow after wandering for what felt like forever, and then I stabbed myself with it. I didn't see any changes whatsoever to my moveset or character, so then I used an item called Frog, which caused me to use the frog as a cell phone while it played the Doppio voice lines from Part 5. Then my character was just frozen there, and I couldn't do anything. The game did say it was no longer supported by the devs, so I kinda get it. Anyways, on to the next one. This one's called A Bizarre World Rewritten. I guess it's a remake of another one called A Bizarre World, but I didn't see that one, so we'll just look at this one. I'm starting to notice a trend in these games. There's no real structure, I guess? They just kind of dump you in without any guidance whatsoever. I guess it's fun to have kind of a sandbox experience, but it also feels less like games and more like little demos made by the developers who are trying to learn the tools to create other Roblox games. To this game's credit though, the dev does explicitly state that this is just a demo, but it's pretty clear a lot of these games don't have much more than this one does. This next one's called A Bizarre Journey. I didn't spend a whole lot of time in this one. It gives you every item right at the beginning, but other than that, it's almost exactly the same as the others. You can do missions which throw you into battle arenas, but of the two that I tried, one was completely broken, and the other one I couldn't figure out how to fight properly because my stand didn't come out whenever I hit the button. I'm just gonna go ahead and move on to the next game. This one's called A Universal Time, and I actually saw a couple of recommendations for this one. Right off the bat, this one feels different. The production value is so much higher than anything we've looked at so far. The map is big and detailed, there's a bunch of landmarks, and there's stuff to do scattered everywhere. This isn't just a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure game, but more of a mash of different shonen series. There's Jujutsu Kaisen, Hunter x Hunter, and probably more that I didn't see. Also, this one actually seems to kind of have progression in it, and a tutorial! So, you accept quests from NPCs and unlock abilities over time. You can actually save your stand and use a different one if you obtain another arrow too. The main fun aspect of this one seems to be kind of fighting in this small park area right by where you spawn and then going to do quests, but outside of that, I mean, there's not a whole ton of things to do, unless I'm missing something. Overall though, this one's got a lot more production value, and it has a lot of charm that the other ones didn't. Oh, and King Crimson has an ability called Donut. And check this out. Can you really ask for more? The final one that I looked at is called Your Bizarre Adventure, and there's a reason I saved it for last. For starters, Buongiorno Brovana is a fantastic name. Everyone's name is just different enough from the actual names of the characters, which is always a good measure, you know? The map in this game feels really well thought out. It feels like a video game. It's got objective areas, roaming enemies, and tons of NPCs just scattered all over the place. And right off the bat, it's immediately obvious what the objective is supposed to be. Now that's good game design. You fight off some security guards and then you get an arrow, but you can't use the arrow right away. The game has a skill tree where you unlock nodes in order to use the arrow. I unlocked as many as I could right off the bat and successfully got Magician's Red as my stand. I'm not sure if the arrow could kill you, but it would definitely be cool if it could. This game is a lot of fun, and probably the only one of the bunch that I'd actually go back to. There's more depth thanks to a skill tree and an actual quest system, and the combat feels weird, but once you get the hang of it, it just works and is a lot of fun. It also feels nice being able to upgrade your abilities rather than the game just handing you all of your abilities at the same time. Something I don't like about this game is the real money lottery mechanic. If you're gonna monetize a game built mainly for children, don't do it in such a way that you encourage gambling and addictive behavior. But I'm not here to preach to anybody today. Anyways, that's it for the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Roblox games, the ones that I played at least. This video was made as kind of a response to the success of my last video, and also as a little stopgap while I work on my next video, which is going to be me playing another entire series of games. This next video is taking a little longer because of the type of games that they are, but make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Also, thank you to everyone who is here right now. I'm not a big YouTuber or anything, but I do enjoy making videos nonetheless, so if you liked this video, I would appreciate like a like and a subscribe and maybe a comment, just because I think the YouTube algorithm likes that and it pushes my videos to more people, and I would love to be able to grow and reach a bigger audience. Are there any other JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Roblox games that I missed, or was there something in one of these that I played that I missed? Just let me know in the comments and I will definitely look at it. I read every comment. And I might also look at some more games in the future if you guys like this kind of stuff. Anyways, thank you so much for watching and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye now!